Hello, in this short video we're going to take a look at setting up the gradebook for a class that uses weighted categories for determining the grade and a 7-point grading scale. If you'll recall, in the previous step in the lesson we looked at a database course that utilized 6 different categories, and then within the categories it was defined what activities would go in each category, and then also looked at a 7-point grading scale. So we're going to set up this class for those categories with the percentage for each and change the grading scale. Again, to set up your gradebook, we're going to go to the grades link in the administration block. And in my gradebook, all of the items are already there because I have used activities like discussions and assignments and quizzes. So I'm ready to go to Categories and Items Full View. And this is where I'm going to set up the categories and weights. The very first thing that I need to do is at the very top, the aggregation method for the course needs to be set up for weighted mean of grades. That's going to give me the ability to weight the categories once I have those set up. Now I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of my screen and choose Add Category. And once I click on Add Category, I give the first category a name, and it's going to be the terminology quizzes. Then I'm going to click on Save Changes. And I'm going to do this for each of the categories that I have defined in my syllabus. The next one would be unit exams. And I'm going to complete each of these categories, and then we'll pick up in the video from that point. Okay, so now I have finished setting up all of my various categories. Now I'm going to assign the percentage for each of those. So those terminology quizzes, according to the syllabus, were going to be 20%, so I'm going to change the weight to 20. For the unit exams, it was 40%. 10 for discussions. The training was 10, and case problems were 20, and that would add up to 100%. I'm going to click on Save Changes. So I have the weights defined. Now I've got to put the corresponding items into the appropriate category. You'll notice that the screen cuts off on the report here, and I need to be able to scroll over to select those items. So I'm going to come down to the bottom, and this is a little tedious because I can't see everything all at one time. Okay, and then I have to scroll back up. Okay, and then I would select those discussions. You may have to scroll back and forth until you see that you have gotten all of the items that go in a particular category. But once I have all of the items selected for the category, I'll go down to the bottom, and here where it says Move Select Items To, I'm going to choose the appropriate category to put them in. So I just selected all of the discussions, so I'm going to click on Discussions. And if I scroll down now, when I get to the discussions category, you'll see all of those items are located there. So you're going to repeat this process until you have all the items that belong in each category. I'm going to work on the quizzes next. Okay, now that I'll have all those quizzes selected, I'm going to move that to quizzes and repeat this for each category. Now that all of my items are moved into the categories, I'm going to show you a couple of other things. The first one is, notice that I left one item that I didn't put in any category. If you want to have items in your gradebook that students do for practice but assign no grade to, you can give them a weight of 0 and they will not get saved into any of the categories and therefore will not be included in the grades. Also notice that the aggregation for the course is weighted mean of grades, but each category would have the weighting of simple or aggregation of simple weighted mean of grades. Now that I've finished all of that, I'm going to click on Save Changes. Okay, now that my changes have been saved, I'm going to take a look at the user report just so that you will see how students will now see their gradebook. They will see everything categorized and the points are available for each category. Now the next thing that I want to do is this particular course had a 7-point grading scale versus having a 10-point grading scale. Remember, on our Moodle site, the default is 10 point. So the next thing I'm going to change is I'm going to come over here to letters, and I'm going to modify these letter grades for a 7-point scale. If I click on Edit Grade Letters, click on Override System Defaults, then I need to define the lower end of the boundary. On a 7-point scale, an A would be 93, a B would be 84, my C is a 75, my D is a 68, and my F is anything below 68 or a 0. Click on Save Changes. And now the last thing that I want to remember to do under Course Grade Settings, I would want to change under the grade item settings the default from real to real and letter. That way students see their letter grade along with their numerical grade as they're going in the course. That's pretty much it. Now you've got your gradebook set up appropriately for categories and weighting those as defined on your syllabus. Again, if you have questions as you're working on your gradebook or anything else related to Moodle, you can give us a call at 252-222-6397 or shoot us an email at dl@carteret.edu. Thank you. And